List object in Python. List is a very important feature and beneficial feature of Python where we can store elements in one group and each individual element can be of different type, dissimilar type. Means one element of the list can be numeric, another element non-numeric, third element may be boolean type, fourth element may be string type. So dissimilar collections, that is list in Python. So welcome viewers, let's start the journey of list in Python with Mamta Arya. List contains says dissimilar elements, means it can be integer, it can be character, it can be decimal. Let's have the example. If I am creating a number list, even if I can give decimal values, even I can give the string values also. So now in this I have given the values like 4567 and then decimal value and the string value. If I need to find out the location of any element, there is a provision of indexing. So if I write this, I'll be getting 45 because indexing in lists start from 0. Left to right, when you are moving, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. As in earlier video also we have seen in the string, the indexing process is same as string. So here if I write -1, L -1, I'll be getting good because we are moving from right to left. -1 means the rightmost. This is -1, this is -2, then -3 and -4. And from left to right, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now, if I'm creating another list, say M, and if I'm giving just angular brackets, the large bracket is the symbolization for lists. Lists are always enclosed within large brackets. This is an empty list. This M is getting created. This is an empty list. We can add values to it further. We'll see the more examples. Now, if I would like to join two lists, it's simple. I can do with plus operator. As M is empty, so no element of M is there. So I'm creating another list so that you can understand in better way. Now if I'm writing A, B, C, D in this, as I have created another list named as L1, you can see here, one is L and another is L1 having various string values A, B, C, D, and then I'm joining L plus L1, so I'm getting the concatenated lists like N1 L plus L1. So this is the L's element and this is the L1's element converted in a one list, but it is not getting stored anywhere. If I would like to store it somewhere, I'll be writing the statement like this because storage requires assignment operator. So I have given assignment operator and the value will get stored in K. So now if I'm printing K, I'll be getting, sorry, capital K, then I'll be getting the desired, the same answer which is printed here. Because what we are doing, L plus L1, that is getting stored in K. So joining of these two strings can be done with using plus operator. And here, so always remember the large bracket. You have to be restricted to the large brackets for the lists. And you can have dissimilar collection in the lists. And one more important thing, lists are mutable. So let's see the example how lists are mutable. Mutable means once you have created the list, you can do the changes in that particular any location of the list, you can do the changes. Mutable, that means changes is possible, in place changes is possible, means in the place where elements are created of list, we can change those elements. So we can say lists are mutable, whereas we know strings are immutable. So we'll talk about list here. So lists are mutable. Let's have the example of that. Here, when I am printing the index value at 0th index, then it is giving 5. If I want to change that index's 0th index's value to any other value like this, then what will happen? L of 0 will contain, so there is a changes in the list and it will give 13. So this is how we can say that lists are mutable, because earlier the 0th index value was 5 and then I have assigned in the same index, so it is 5 here and previously, then in the same index it is assigned 13, so now it is showing 13. This is how we can say that lists are mutable. Mutable means changes are possible, we can do the changes in the elements which already we have given in the lists. So lists are mutable. Next is the replication operator. As we can replicate the strings, same way we can replicate the lists also. One list I have created L1 with the value 678, then L1 into 2, that here in this L1 into 2 has replicated, the string has been replicated. So two times we are getting the same list. So it is known as replication operator. If you want to store this somewhere, you can store it like this. Always storage, for storage you need to give assignment. So here when I'm printing M, you are getting this result, the replicated L1, whatever the elements of L1 replicated twice. If I'll be writing 3, so 3 times it will get replicated. As you can do further, put, you can give various like 3, 4, as many times you want to replicate the list. Next concept we have list slicing. We can slice the list like slicing start value in slicing we give colon, the start value is 0. So it will start slicing, cutting of the list from index number 0 till 4th index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 7. So this is the start value of slicing. Cutting of the list will start from 0 and stop value -1. So till 4th index, always we give one extra index at the stop place. So stopping at 5th index means till 4th index it will slice 0 to 4. Start value is 0, stop value is 5 minus 1, that is 4. So 0 to 4 we are getting 7. So this is list slicing. Even we can go for negative slicing, negative index slicing also. This is -1 and then colon. That means from -1 till end. So -1 is the last element from, because if we are not giving step +1, it is taking automatically step +1. It will not go in this direction. Step +1 means after 90 it will search for the element. So as I have given only -1 and then nothing is given, only colon, that means after 90 when it will try to move ahead, because as I have not given the step value, so by default the step value is +1. So it will try to move to the right direction, which where no elements are left, so it has given only 90. So if you would like to know details in slicing, you can see the video of mine of strings. string slicing. In the video it is very clearly, in every detail is given in string slicing. There I have taught slicing very nicely, or you can revise over here also. Minus, in the another example, I am starting from -1, and then stop value I have not given. I have kept this place blank. After first colon I am not giving any value, and after the second colon I am giving -1. That means it will move to the left side. So left side movement means 9765, like this, till end. So it is giving all the values from -1 to the last. -1, then -2, then -3. So if we want to move in a minus direction, opposite direction, we have to give step -1. Otherwise by default it takes +1. So in this it is taking by default value +1, and here I have given -1, so it will move 976543 till end. So there are three values we can give for slicing: start value, first one, and then colon, then stop value, then colon, and then step value. Start value, colon, stop value, colon, step value. And when we don't give any value, automatically it moves till end. Like from -1, I'm not telling till where. After first colon I'm not giving any value, so till where it has to move? It has to move till the last limit of the data it is fetching. So when it is fetching from 90 and in minus direction, -1, -2, like this, so the last value is 3, so it will go till 3, right? So this way we can go for negative indexing examples. So I'm giving more two examples which will make you more clear. So in this example, I'm starting traveling from -1, that means from right to left. -1 at is -1 index is 90 till -3. So that means -1, -2, -3. But as we know, this is the start value, this is the stop value, and this is the step value. Start, stop, step. So, and also we know that it terminates one step before to the stop value. So it will terminate at -2. So here it is -1, -2, and it will terminate. And step is -1, then only it is going from right to left. So it has given 90 and 7, as it is going one step less than the, means one step before it stops. Whatever the value we give before to that one step, it stops. So it will go -1, -2. And in positive indexing also, I have given one example starting from 0th index till 4th index, means fourth fourth index is the stop value. So before to the stop value it will get over. So that means till 3rd index. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the 0th index. From left to right when we are moving, 0, 1, 2, 3. We can move from left to right, or we can move from right to left. Right to left movement means we require minus indexing. Left to right movement means we require positive indexing. So positive indexing, when I am giving 0 to 4th index, means 3rd. So till here, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I have given step 2. That means it will jump 2 steps. So after 3 it will fetch 5 and the process will stop. After 3 it will, because step 2 is there, so 3, 5, and then stop, because it has to fetch between 0 to 3rd index. So we are getting 3 and 5. This is, I have created a nested list within a list, where we are having, so this is the example of, you can note it down, this is the example of nested list, a list within a list. So this is the main list starting over here. If I mark it. This is the main list. This is first large bracket, second large bracket. So further, this is the first list and this is the second list. First list is containing 3 elements, second list is again containing 4 elements. And the outer larger brackets are the symbolization for main list. And within main list we have two another sub lists. So this is known as a list within a list, sub lists within the main list. We can understand it with the two-dimensional structure that I'm drawing over here. So very roughly I'm drawing here, so you can understand because I'm using the pen tool here, using mouse. Like having this list is having two, this is the main list and it is having two rows. The first row is having 3 columns. It's like this. So here we have my, here we have 8, here we have 9. But the fourth list we have, the second list we have 4 elements, me, then you, and 6, 7. So how we can understand it? This is zeroth column, first column, second column. This is zeroth row and first row. So now if I am going to give you examples on this, you will understand it very well because 0, 0, 0 is complete my. Zeroth row, zeroth column, if I write list name and zeroth row, zeroth column, I'll get my. If I write zeroth row, first column, I'll get 8. If I write zeroth row, second column, I'll get 9. Similarly, if I write first row, zeroth column, I'll get me. First row, first column, I'll get you. First row, second column. So here it will be like this 0, 1, 2, 3. Just for making you understand, I have drawn this picture so that you can understand. So 1, 0 will be me. First row, first column will be you. First you consider the rows. First row, zeroth column me. First row, first column you. First row, second column 6. First row, third column 7. So this way we can access the nested list elements. So we'll start accessing. If when I'm writing, you can consider that diagram which just I have shown you. My, if I write only 0, I'll be getting the first list. If I'll be writing 1, if you see the diagram, you will understand zeroth row. This means all the element of zeroth row. So this is the zeroth row of the list or zeroth index of the list. When I'm writing 1, this is 1, the first row of the list. Index wise first, the counting wise 2, but index wise 1. So when I'm writing 1, it will give this one. And then if 0 and then 1, what it will give? Can you tell me the answer? Yes, exactly. What you are saying, that is 8 or 9. What? 8. So 8. Then 0, 2. Obviously 9. Similarly, we can go for the first row. If I write this, you will get this. Now, if I write 3, it will get 7. Now, one more, just you will feel you like to have this. You should explore the examples if I do it in a three-dimensional effect. If I would like to give it like first row, that means I'm talking about which one? This one. First row, zeroth column, within that again 0. So it should give, if I'm going correct, it should give capital M. So yes, how it is? First we'll talk about first row. So first row, when I wrote here first row, I have got this. That means we need to consider only this one. When I'm writing here, I'll be fetching this. When I'm writing 0, that means out of this, the 0 means complete this, me. This one you can consider. That's why I have given an example. This first, this one, then this one, me. And within that, again 0. So you are getting M. So similarly, I think you can also answer now. 1, if I want small e, that is in me, I want small e. So like this, I will be getting. So what I have got? This one. So 1, 0, 1, first row, then within that, zeroth column, and within that, first column. So this one. So this way, in three-dimensional effect also we can work. So this was about nested list. Again, you can use slicing also in this. Here we have the example of slicing also. You can use slicing also in this. First row, first column. So we are having U. This is the this is zeroth row, this is first row. So first row, first column. So this is first row, zeroth column, this is first row, first column. So first row, first column is giving U. So this much if you write, this much which I have highlighted in front of you, if this much you will write, you will get U. And within U, again I am slicing. Zeroth index to second index, that means 0 to 1. As already I have told you, stop minus 1. So 0 to 1 index. So within U, this is the 0 and this is 1. Within U, this is 0th index, this is 1 index. I have written 2, but it will fetch out of these two, 0 and 1. 1 less than 2. So it will give YO. This is how we can use slicing also in nested of list. Hope these examples are very clear to you, how we have joined two lists, how we have replicated two lists, and how we have used nested list, then slicing. So many workout we have seen. Hopefully these all are clear to you. If not, you can easily comment or message, or you can just give your feedback so that I would be happy to give your answers. In my next video, I'm going to deal with list functions. So first you go through this where I have explained the basics of list, and then further the list functions in the next video. So next awaited video is most exciting and awaited video is list functions. So all the best. See the video properly. Thank you. The next, the world. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, neural network, deep learning are the future. They are the present, they are the future of IT sector, where deep learning is the subset of neural network is the subset of machine learning, and finally artificial intelligence ahead. Machine learning is the subset of artificial intelligence. Future is this only. So we have to see the prospect and do the needful. Thank you. Have a nice time ahead.